As you no doubt know by now, David Letterman has just 3 late-night shows left. He's retiring after Wednesday night's broadcast. So to mark the occasion, we decided to dig through our News 3 archives.
Back in 1996, The Letterman Show invited affiliates to travel to New York City and interview Dave inside the Ed Sullivan Theater. We accepted, of course, and this is part of the David Letterman interview from 1996 with myself and then co-anchor Beth Zerbakken. Take a look.
Cooking is an excellent hobby.
Like with your mother?
Yeah, my mother, sure. Mom's got a brand new cookbook coming out, and I saw a copy of the cookbook last week. It turned out really. Oh, is that it right there?
I saw something about chipped beef on toast. Did you really eat that with peas and beets?
I think we probably did. When I was a kid, and even now, my mom was a great cook. Boy, these pictures turned out nicely, didn't they? And well, look at that picture. There's some kind of, it's a pitcher full of, I think this is Mom's chunky style lemonade. I think is what we're looking at there. Oh no, it's salad dressing. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Childhood memories just come flooding back, right?
And yeah, the thing turned out pretty nicely.
Let me ask you too about this whole thing about getting tired of it. I mean, Mark and I, just being here one day, somebody knew us from Madison. We've been on the air together 10 years.
It's fun.
You know.
It's
but
fun.
Where do you hide? How do you get away?
Well, I don't get away. I just go home, and then when the sun comes up, I come back. You know, it's no mystery. I don't.
You take vacations.
Oh yeah, I take vacations. I like vacations.
You're tan now.
Yeah, well, that's the blood pressure. But I like vacations. They're fun. I enjoy that.
People have to know you. Can you go somewhere?
Yeah,
where
but people are pretty nice. In fact, I noticed this. Geez, a long time ago, right after I started doing the Tonight Show. All of a sudden, people started being much nicer to me. It's one of the genuine, maybe the only benefit of being in show business. People are, for some reason, I guess they feel like you're important and therefore they have to be nice to you, whatever the motivation is. But they're much nicer to you, and it just makes your life so much easier, don't you think?
You can cash a check without having to.
That's right. And people are cheery, and they have a smile, and they act like they're happy to see you, which is the way I think life was at one point in this country, and may still be in pockets of the United States, but by and large, generally, that's not really representative of how life is in 1996. Right. So it's been a huge benefit, and I really think that I'm very, very lucky to experience that, because to go through life without that little buffer, it's tough. Life can be a fist fight.
Do you ever think the top 10 list would catch on the way it is? I mean, it's become
no. We did the top 10 on the old show, and we just did it. We did it once, and people seemed to like it, so we continued to do it. And then we essentially just did it to fill time, and we stopped doing it for a while, and people said, well, what happened to the top 10 list? But you just keep going because we got 240 shows to do. But if we were to stop doing it, then people say, well, why did you stop? What the hell is it? I think it's interesting. People like a very interesting combination of things that they're comfortable with and familiar with, but they will also always tell you, well, there's nothing new on. We want something new. But the truth of it is, as a change is the thing that most people fear in their own lives. You know, it's just like, ooh, what am I going to do? I got to get a move. I got to take a new job. I got to, you know. So while people say they may want something new, I don't know. I'm not certain how much of that is true.
Oh, I do have something for you. Fried cheddar head.
No,
have you seen these things?
Oh, yes, I've seen
Yeah,
but I would like some actual cheese, but I don't.
We'll send you some cheese. We'll send
I like Wisconsin cheddar, really sharp, really sharp.
Write that down. Write it down.
Right.
Got it.
Thank you. Is that it?
Mr. Letterman,
Thank you very much.
Pleasure
Have a
to
good
meet
trip
you.
back.
And here is that exact cheesehead 19 years later, and here's Beth Zerbakken 19 years later. Remember this thing?
I think it molded.
It didn't age well.
Well.
So what do you remember about interviewing Dave?
The fact that we had to wait
2 hours. He kept us waiting.
to be interviewed, and the fact that the longer we waited, the more nervous we were, because we just didn't know. We were told he could be the friendliest gentleman, or he could be a bit difficult, and he was very kind to us.
Yeah, he was very nice. He was. He really was. We were in that room because they were rebuilding the set. That's why we didn't get to see any of that.
And do you remember this just because you never forget anything? Because I'm trying to remember things, and it's like,
Well, we've been talking about it, so there have been a lot of memories. But just to go to New York, remember we went for a weekend to do that, then we came back, and then we went back to New York to do the shows live. Oh, the good old days.
well, that was really fun, and we didn't complain about it, did we?
No, we didn't. So what are you up to these days? I think people
Sure.
Longtime viewers would like to know.
I am the president of the Swiss Center of North America, which is the national or international cultural center for the Swiss in Canada and North America. So I'm living my heritage.
I was going to
that's
say,
great.
what a thrill for you, because you're so proud of your Swiss heritage.
And I'm growing to be more proud all the time because I'm learning about it. I'm learning more about who I am, what I am, meeting the most fantastic people. It's like doing your job, only I'm not sitting on a news desk, but I work with ambassadors to those looking for their Swiss roots.
Oh, that's
And so
great.
it's really fabulous.
And a lot of viewers remember your little girls who are not so little anymore. Where are your girls today?
That's correct. Emma, the oldest, who was here for like Halloween shows and those
Yeah.
kind of things, is 23, and she's finishing up her university studies in Saskatchewan, Regina at the university. And Molly's 17 and a junior at West.
Where does the time go? I look at the two of you. You look like Tiger Beat in that picture. You with the blown out hair. Who are those two
It was
kids?
1996.
Tiger Beat? Does that our age? Well, we were 12.
Yes, we were 12. It was amazing that we were on the air like that at such a young age.
We got carded just to go into the bar.
Have you been watching the Letterman this week and
I
the memories
haven't,
coming
but
back?
I am going to, watch. It's done on the 20th, correct?
Right.
There's 3 more shows.
Yeah,
so
3
I
more
will-
shows.
I will watch.
All right. You sure you don't want this?
No, I have a much brighter one at home, so.
It's Swiss cheese.
But I
See?
welcome you to wear it.
I'm sure no,
I
I'm
double
not
dog
putting
dare
that on.
you.
You didn't take him real cheese? You didn't take David Letterman real cheese?
Apparently we did,
We
and you
did
ate it.
I know.
That's
I
what you
didn't
said.
eat
That's what
it.
you said on the interview.
Well, oh, that's right, because he didn't want this one. He didn't want some other things either, but
Yeah,
he didn't want our gifts.
But he was very gracious nonetheless. And it was a thrill to meet him. And it's a thrill to see you again.
Yeah, well, don't be a stranger.
Yes.
Neither of you.
Come back anytime. Anything that's going on at the Swiss
Knock on
Center,
the door.
call
Thanks.
us.
Well, we have Sangerfest 2015 coming up. More than 350 singers from Canada, Switzerland, and the United States in New Glarus.
Well, then we will see you soon.
Yes, I hope so.
Good to see you, Beth.
Thanks, Beth. Good
Take care, you
good
guys.
to see you.